the less you see.
Oh, yeah!
You're on with the world famous Darlington, a.k.a. Smile Baba.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Darlington. It comes Smile Baba, reaching you live from the broadcast center of Smile Baba TV, right here in Accra, in Ghana. And of course, on this show, we discuss topics that concern you and I as Africans. And of course, we also discuss topics that concerns everyone around the world. As long as it is newsworthy, we discuss it right here on Smile Baba TV. We're going to be going for this commercial break. When we do come back, I introduce my guest, also the topics we're discussing today. It is Smile Baba TV, and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Smile Baba.
All right, welcome back from that commercial break. And of course, you know what we do on this show, bringing to you the stories that do matter to you. And of course, also to me. Joining me on this segment today, we have one of the biggest DJ 1 million on the ones and twos. And of course, also, we have engineer Eddie Kwe. We have Angie Bell also joining us today. One and only Flexi Papa Awards Gabriel. Good day, good morning, good evening, wherever they might be watching us from around the world right now. Let's go straight to what is going on in Turkey. The Turkish president is saying that he will not allow the likes of Finland and, of course, the likes of Sweden to join NATO. Eddie, imagine that. NATO is saying we want to expand, but Turkey is saying no. The likes of Finland and Sweden they do harbor terrorism and terrorists. And what's your take about this, Eddie?
Well, that's his genuine demands, and I think he's holding on to it. He first sounded it, but the world thought he was joking. Now he's serious about it because
that's the president of Turkey.
Yes, when he wanted to join the EU, he was also put to the same test. There was a lot of demand on him. He also flashed out a lot of things from the system and make sure his country is well secured before they will allow him to join the European Union. So that's why he's also coming up with tighter rules for Turkey.
Let me quickly read what he said. He said that Turkey will not approve Finland and Sweden's bids to join NATO until they properly address Ankara's concern over their alleged support for terrorist organizations. President Tayyip Erdogan has said, promising that he will never allow that to happen. You follow foreign affairs a lot. You are a listener of what goes on around the world. Do you think because he's a friend to Vladimir Putin, or because they have this relationship, that is why he's trying not to have them, have any conflict with Russia, looking at Finland, Sweden, and all that?
I believe so that he don't want any conflict with Russia.
Okay.
Understand? By joining the West to approve the membership of Finland and Sweden. And I want to say, why now that when Finland and Sweden want to join NATO, then he's coming out to say, "Oh, I don't want."
No, but because there was a coup that happened, attempted coup that happened in Turkey some few years ago, and some of those people actually seeked asylum in Finland and Sweden.
The West was very critical about that because it was arresting teachers, arresting businessmen.
Because that was an attempted coup.
Yes.
On a democratically elected president.
So the West accused him of human rights abuse. Yes, because the way he's doing it was arresting different people that don't even know about the coup. He was arresting them. That is why Finland and Sweden accepted some of the people
that seek asylum.
So
but with what Erdogan is saying, the reason why he thinks Erdogan, the president of Turkey, is trying to frustrate this move by Finland and Sweden to join NATO is because at the time Turkey was actually looking at joining the Schengen, but they were frustrated out.
The economy ran so low. very, very bad. And when you look at the whole of Europe, they were the West running economy.
Okay,
and that was when the people started protesting, and then they attempted the coup to overthrow.
Inflation in the country now is in a high note.
Yeah, so that was, he had a lot of challenges, and he thought it was the opposition. So he wanted to silence the opposition just to make himself stronger and continue to lead that country. But then that country is so porous. Looking at the people from Syria,
different countries,
the war in Syria actually affected.
He was actually part of the war in Syria.
Yeah,
actually looking at fighting. I think a Russian jet was also destroyed.
Yeah, when you look at NATO, which is the military wing of the whole European Union,
Western wing.
Yeah, you could see that Ankara plays a key role in terms of military gadgets.
I think they have one of the biggest armies in NATO.
You see, when you are next to Syria, a war country like Syria and Iraq and Iran, you have to make sure militarily you are good. Because all these guys who are doing this bombing will be running through your country.
Okay.
That's why Turkey looks like it's good with drones and all of that, because of his terrain and the environment he finds himself. So with his experience, he knows that Sweden is holding a lot of these bad guys. That's why
he called them bad guys. That is his own way of calling them, dissidents, saying they are not supposed to be in that country. And so because of that, he's not going to sign for Finland and Sweden to be a part of NATO.
But he's one out of how many membership? You see, you have to look at the total number, and then the vote, when they are going to vote, just one out of maybe 100 or
but they have
20.
Yes, they just like in the Security Council where you have somebody saying no, we are not going to vote. It's the same thing as what is in NATO. All the countries must agree that somebody must join.
Well, that's an excellent move, but then I hope there will be a lot of meetings after that.
We just hope so. Let me bring the lady in. Looking at what is going on in that part of the world now, don't you think it's because of his relationship with Vladimir Putin? That is why he's trying to do that.
I feel like President Erdogan, he wants peace.
Okay, he doesn't want
like what he said,
the war to
he doesn't
extend.
want to repeat past mistakes.
Okay.
Yeah, the lives of the citizens are really important to him. Therefore, if he's going to approve this, then I don't think there will be peace. So
there's going to be war between NATO and Russia. And then the fact that his country will be involved if that's the case.
Exactly.
If that's the case. All right, we're still right on your radio. You can always get to be a part of the show. All you need to do is send in your comments. Let us know what you think. And of course, on our next episode, we make sure that we read your comments, your concerns. Don't forget, you can always get to share. You can always get to like. And of course, also invite your friends to be on this platform every time. Smile Baba TV everywhere across the globe. We're going to be going for this commercial break. When we come back, we got other stories right here on radio.
Smile Baba.
All right, welcome back from that commercial break. Radio on your radio, same time on TV, broadcasting, simulcasting every time on your platforms, wherever you may be watching us from, either on TV, either on social media, everywhere you're watching us from. We're saying thank you so much for being a part of the show. You can invite your friends to get to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook page, everywhere. And the good thing is that we'll make sure that every time you enjoy the best of content from us. Right, now let's quickly take you down to Russia. Remember that we talked about that earlier. Remember we talked about the war in Russia. There was too many stories from Western media that Ukraine was winning. And to me, I wonder, if Ukraine is winning, how come territories, places are being taken by the Russians? Donetsk, another town in Ukraine, has just fallen to the Russia. Before that, you had Mariupol, you have other cities, Luhansk, all falling to the Russians. And somebody's telling me that this country is winning. It's so funny. I'm going to bring in Edekwe. Edekwe, you are a supporter of the Ukrainians, and of course, looking at this, do you say Ukraine is winning?
Well, I'm a sympathizer. I feel so sad for a lovely country like Ukraine, who have all the natural resources and has been supporting the world. You know, the farmers who live there have supported us with grains all these years. It's
with
so
wheat,
sad.
with
And all of
everything.
that. Now,
and you'll be eating good bread from them.
It's so sad that you see Russia's tactics of fighting was not what everybody thought it could. They were thinking he's going to send the tanks and they'll be looking for human beings to fight. But no, he's actually destroying all the
cities.
He's just leveling everything and the land becomes a bare land. So
they can grow plants.
So that's why the Ukrainians are forced to run out of it. Their soldiers are forced to leave the whole place. The man destroys the whole town from a distance before he comes there. So there's nothing to fight for. There's nothing to. So it's just left with the borders for you to know that this is my demarcation. So it's so sad that this type of war actually destroys humanity. Houses, homes, schools, hospitals, all going down just like that. So he's actually leveling the place up with artilleries. There is no human being. So what is Ukraine going to fight when the guy is leveling all the structures?
That means they changed their tactic. Earlier in the game, earlier in the war, I would like to call it a war, what they did was bringing their people to come fight, and they lost a lot of generals.
That's
but again, the Russians say that is how they normally do their fight. Even in the World War II, you realize they lost over 1 million people.
Yeah, it look as if they don't care about their people. So now, what they have changed their war formula, looking at the rate at which their best guys are going down. They realize that, okay, looking at the ammunition the Ukrainians are using, they don't want a head-on fight. Now they fight from a distance, throw all the missiles. They have a lot of missiles.
You're throwing sand on your enemy's face before beating it.
Yeah, so that's what he's doing, and actually destroying where your enemy is standing. He destroys the whole place, so you could see all the Ukrainian soldiers running back. You see, they are leaving the places. So he goes, he levels the place up. There's nothing to fight there again. It becomes just like a destroyed town. Yeah, a destroyed town. So
let me get to bring you in. You actually follow this news every time. Looking at the Ukrainians, what do you think the Ukrainians should do now?
I don't see anything that the Ukrainians should do.
They've been getting a lot of weapons, over 40 billion by the United States, all destroyed by the Russians.
That weapon, I believe, is not enough. You know, let me come to Russia. I believe that Russia is a drowning world power because what they came to do, what they came to do initially is not what they are doing now. How can you are calling yourself world power? You are destroying infrastructure, destroying different things as if.
Don't you think they are trying to follow the American line of warfare when America we had the desert storm, with America destroying everything in the desert storm before sending their people in with Air Force bombing cities and all that?
Why they say?
I'm just asking you a question. Don't you think they're following the American style, the American system of killing and bombing, just like what they did in Libya?
Did America destroy
America, NATO. Who is NATO?
America did not destroy infrastructure.
What did they do in Libya?
They came.
Libya, they did not destroy.
What did they do in Libya?
They just went straight to the leader and just.
No, they didn't go straight to the leader. They did a no-fly zone. Any equipment or weapon that was coming, they were destroying and killing and taking out people.
Why people are saying the Ukrainians are winning?
Just like what America did in Yugoslavia. Those are the things I'm asking.
Why is Russia? Let me ask you now. Yes. Why is Russia not telling his people the truth about what is happening on the ground?
How do you mean?
What I mean is that Russia
that is what you're saying.
Russia is saying he's not going to war.
Yes, it's special military operation. That's what
his operation is to destroy all this.
That's what I'm saying. It is all part of it. Just like what the Ukrainians and Americans and West are saying, that the Ukrainians are winning, but they are losing.
Russia didn't expect what they are getting in this war.
How do you mean they didn't expect? They are making Ukraine a landlocked country.
They came in to to change, I believe, to change that particular Zelensky government.
No, they didn't. That's what they said they were in for special military operations.
But they were shocked. They were shocked that
by the resistance.
Ukrainians were more united than anything. So when they came in, they were using land, but they were losing soldiers.
No, when it comes to war, tactics do change. And now that is why the Western media they were actually fighting and saying the Ukrainians were winning, are all now saying that this is becoming something else. They never anticipated the Russians to actually now double down and
because now the Russians have changed what is known as former war. Now the war is no more war.
It's now war.
Now it's now destruction. Russia is actually destroying the whole cities. When he gets to the next city, he will just destroy the city.
Why are they doing that? Is it because the Western governments are giving them, giving the Ukrainians weapons? They are saying, okay, if you have weapons, you can destroy.
Russia.
It's just a question I'm asking.
So Russia is actually occupying destroyed city.
Okay.
That's what he's taking. He destroys the city, transports the sick ones to his country, dump them into some warehouses, and that's all Russia.
Those are all allegations. Those are all allegations.
It's not.
Where is Russia picking the
being propagated by the
Where
Western
is
media?
Russia picking the sending the
Ukrainian
citizens? Where is he sending them?
Nobody
knows where he's taking them.
We're using the Western word. No, we're using the Western.
He should be transparent. Russia has not been transparent.
We're using the Western vocabulary. They're evacuating them. That's what when the military personnel in Mariupol at the Azov surrendered, the Western media and Zelensky said they were evacuating the military officers.
We hope they will not be dead.
Well, that is what we hope. But war is war. In war,
but these people did not fight the war. They surrendered, and they are supposed to be kept.
Yes.
Okay.
And Russia by now should show us where they are.
Yeah.
Russia do not need to show you where they are.
He needs to. They are accountable. They are not his citizens. That's one point.
Russia,
these are not his citizens.
Putin, because I call this one Putin war. I believe the
Don't you think you are just following what the Western
No. The Russian citizens don't even know about this. The Russian citizens, some of them, the majority of Russians, they don't even know about this. They are lying to them. Putin are lying to them. If you measure war in
let's look
Russia,
at the blockade. Looking at the food that is going on, looking at the food blockade in Ukraine now. The Russians are saying, if you want us to lift the blockade, you have to lift sanctions. Let's look at that.
Well, you know the surprise thing. You know, Ghana have even banned the exportation of food out of Ghana, and that tells you that chaos is soon to hit the countries. Germany food prices are on the rise.
That's right.
You see, if the food basket, Russia have just gone to the food basket and is shutting the whole world.
Is it because they sanctioned Russia?
It's not
Russia is not saying, if you sanction us, we are going to block you from eating.
Listen, the sad thing is that Russia is actually planting landmines in some of these farms.
Are you sure that is Russia?
That is what is happening. If you check, some of the British soldiers have their legs blown up.
So what are British soldiers doing?
They were there before.
What are they doing?
They were there before Russia
Ukraine?
went. They were
what were they doing there?
They were there.
Is it their war?
They were there before. You know, the man have attempted. He took part of Ukraine.
How do you mean? When a coup took place?
Yeah,
that was because the people of Crimea voted and said we don't want to be part of this anymore.
That is not true. That is not true.
There was a vote.
That was
not true.
2014. When
Russia organized what would I call it?
Was it the Russians that organized the coup?
Yeah.
Or the Americans? There was a coup in 2014 to remove the democratically elected president of the country.
Can you ask Baba when
it's just a question
in Nigeria, when the northern part of Nigeria said they want to get themselves away, they started the Biafra war. Why didn't they allow them? Why? Because there was no coup. They were treated as rebels.
I get you.
And they were fought and they were sacked. Why is it that Ukraine is an independent country? Why should Russia go there?
Why would 21st century that you say you want to invade
why would the West?
Independent country?
Is a question I'm asking. I'm the one asking. Why would the West sponsor a coup to remove the democratically elected president of the country?
That is propaganda.
2014.
It's not the West. It's not the West.
Who did that? Victoria Nuland at the time was sharing cake at the square in Ukraine.
The Ukrainians are tired. They are
tired of what?
They are tired of Russia dictating what they want to eat, what clothes they want to wear.
But again, it's your opinion. We're going to be going to this commercial break. When we do come back, we'll discuss some other topics right here on your radio. Don't forget, you can be a part of the show. All you need to do on the Smart Mobile TV is follow us, like us, share, and same time comment. Let's know what it's all about, what you think about whatever we're discussing right here.
Smile Baba.
All right, everybody, welcome back from that commercial break. We're right here on Smart Mobile TV, broadcasting live from our broadcast center right here in Accra in Ghana. See, I've with me in the building, all the super talented people, starting in from my DJ 1 million, and of course, it was Gilbert. Also, right there, Angie Bell, right here in the building, and of course, also our engineer. We're going to be talking about what happened in Nigeria last Saturday, looking at the nomination and, of course, the appointment, or better still, the election of Atiku Abubakar as the candidate of the PDP for the forthcoming election in 2023. That is the Nigerian general elections. But again, information reaching us states that the party is saying they want to reconcile. They want to reconcile every party member. That is because of the situation that happened. The party was supposed to give the ticket to the north, to the south, I mean to say, but this time it went straight to the north. All right, that's what we're right. Let me quickly get ready. PDP begins reconciliation to solidify Atiku's candidacy. That's what we're hearing. All right, leaders of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and other politicians, particularly in the north, begin a fence-mending strategy to strengthen the candidature of Atiku Abubakar and the chances of the party ahead of the February 2023 election that is supposed to come up in Nigeria. All right, I'm going to bring in my team into the building one more time to discuss this. Let me start from you. You're Nigerian. Is Atiku the most qualified against whatever candidate the APC brings? And do you think it was right for him to have won that candidacy at the PDP primaries?
Yeah, if you say the most qualified, yes, I can say yes, he's the most qualified amongst the candidates. But if you say who can perform better, I will choose. For me, my own personal view, I will choose the runner-up, that is Wike.
Can UK actually unite Nigerians?
Yes.
Like Atiku would have. Atiku, don't forget, is married to different tribes, Yoruba and all that. So
how many wives?
He's a Muslim. A Muslim has the right to. That's his religion.
Like I always say, you know, these guys, they have been there since 1999. And Nigeria.
Which of the guys? Are you talking about Atiku? Don't you think that is why his experience is called in?
And Nigeria is still going backward day by day.
He's not the ruler. He's not the president at this time.
He was the former vice president.
Yes, at that time there was no security challenges like we do have now.
Security challenges. There's no light.
At the time, look at what happened in Odi. Look at what happened in Odi. They quickly acted swiftly, and of course the security situation was arranged, and of course brought to calmness in Odi. What is happening now with APC ruling?
What I'm saying is that these guys have been there, and the country is still going backward. And now
he was there, and he wants to come back and say it is time for me now to change things.
Let me learn. The party ticket that he won in 2015, he single-handedly destroyed the party.
How do you mean? Explain. When you say he single-handedly destroyed the party, what do you mean?
They come to the ruling party.
Okay.
Because of, and you are saying you are a founding father of the PDP, because of little misunderstanding, you decamped and you took that party, the party that you are claiming you found, you take it to the opposition.
Don't you think sometimes mistakes do happen? And of course, when you realize your mistake, when you realize your mistake, you go back and make corrections. Let me get to bring Edekwe in. Edekwe, have you ever made mistakes in your life?
Well,
have you ever corrected those mistakes? This is what Atiku has done.
Well, he's done the correction, yes. But then he will pay for that correction, you know.
He paid by not winning the last election. He said, I want to be in the party. He's still in the party. And he said, I want to make sure that this is done. The right thing is done. Well, we take Nigeria from where it used to be to something better now.
That's what the party people think. But now the citizens will take the final decision. Actually, he's not a resident. He's in Dubai, chilling.
Yes, now, that's why he's saying he's bringing the Dubai life to Nigeria to change Nigeria.
But if he doesn't know,
he said because let me comment. He says Atiku is saying, I've understood Dubai. I stay in Dubai. I try to learn the Dubai way of governance, and I want to implement that to Nigeria, and that's a good one.
Don't you think he's coming to bring some Arab rulership style?
No, not at all. He's not that type. He's not an Islamic fanatic. He's not that type.
How do you know? How do you know
He's not that type. He's not that type. We know what Atiku is all about. We followed him. He was a vice president, very loyal vice president.
So when he was the vice president, what did he do? What did he do?
The economy was strong. He was in charge of economy. They brought out what we call the same GSM. That is why people like Ewos now can actually.
Those times,
let me comment. That's why people like Ewos Gabriel now can enjoy phone. Those days he used to be very archaic. He didn't know what a phone was, but thank God for Atiku and Obasanjo during the rulership of that time. I'm just
that was technology. That was then.
They gave the chance for technology to come and said.
What do you mean they gave the chance?
You know.
They gave the chance for technology.
But that was the time for it.
So that's what I'm saying. That they gave those signs and say it is time. Let us give it. Now the question is, what has the APC, his party has done? Nigerians are dying. Are you going to compare Tinubu? Are you going to compare Tinubu and Atiku? Are you comparing Tinubu and Atiku? Is the question, sir. Can I be Tinubu? If you put Tinubu and Atiku, who among them will win today, sir? It's just a question.
For me, if I want to vote both of them, if they are
you vote Tinubu?
No, I cannot vote.
So who would you want to vote?
I would just say, okay, let me vote for Atiku.
Let me quickly bring you in. He already made my.
Are you saying he's got no option?
He's got no option. So what you're saying, I'm going to bring her in. What you're saying is Atiku is the lesser evil. That's what you're saying. But again,
that's the only option.
So you mean Atiku is far better than the APC?
No, that is his only option.
No, that is what he's saying. He just said that Atiku is far better than the APC.
He said that is the only option.
Atiku was actually rigged out in the last election.
It was not
that was stolen.
It was not proven by electoral commission.
All right, that was actually stolen by Atiku, by the current rulership of the Nigerian presidency. That was actually done. But again, let's get to ask you a question.
Like what Edikwe was saying, you've stayed in Dubai for this couple of years. You don't even know how the system is working.
How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? He's saying, let me bring in this Dubai system, the Dubai style of governance, and make Nigeria better. That is what Atiku is saying. He walks the streets of Dubai every day. He sees our needs.
Are you telling me he's going to advertise apartments in Europe for the Europeans to invest in Nigeria?
No, he's going to.
Is that what he's going to do? That's what Dubai is doing.
He says he wants to make sure security in Nigeria is as good as it used to be before. Than before the APC came. The APC have destroyed Nigeria's security.
Let me tell you.
You can't even walk in the street of Sambisa. Can you walk in Sambisa? It's a question. Can you walk in Sambisa, sir? Please answer my question. Can you walk in Sambisa?
I've not been to Sambisa.
Can you walk in can you walk in where the unknown gunmen are? Can you walk there?
I will not.
Can you actually walk in the Kaduna and of course Abuja Railway area? Can you walk there? He said it is not time for me to change. That is what Atiku Abubakar is saying. I'm not happy that you are just.
There's no difference between PDP and APC.
But again, you just mentioned.
When you see the
you
APC,
mentioned, you said you are going to.
Former PDP members that the
I get you, sir. No problem. I get what you're saying. But you just mentioned. You said it's on this program, not any other program. You said that you will vote Atiku anytime, any day over any APC. That was what you said.
You mentioned Tinubu.
Tinubu, who is APC? Who founded APC? It's a question, sir. But again, I want to say thank you guys for being a part of the show. We're going to be back here next time. We're very passionate about these topics, looking at what is going on in Nigeria. The presidency is a normal thing. Again, like I always say, the presidency actually is not the final decision maker in Nigeria. We also have the state governors, the local governors. Those are the people we should also look at voting. And of course, looking at who we should vote. For me, I think Atiku is the lesser evil and it's far better than any other person that they are going to bring. It doesn't matter if it's Osibanjo. As long as it's APC, it is a no for me. But for my brother, who is an APC member, says it is a no for him also, looking at Tinubu and the rest of them. I want to say thank you to the production team. Thank you, one and only Eddie Nikwe, for being a part of the show. Thank you also, Angie Bell, the only female amongst us, looking around and fly, looking so sweet, and of course looking so chewing gumming. Also, thank you to the one and only Flexi Papa for actually admitting the truth and telling us the truth, and that's why I like him, saying the truth every time. DJ 1 Million, thank you so much for being part of the show. We're going to be back next time on your TV And of course, every time. You can also join us on radio if you're in Nigeria. Listen to us on 104.1 FM, Kenneth FM, every time, Mondays to Fridays, 10 a.m. Nigerian time. My name is Darlington. You call me Smart Baba. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.